Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Jen Ah. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7, streaming on YouTube. In your top stories, sponsored by Carnegie Heights, we're learning more about the suspected gunman who was shot and killed by Las Vegas police in the East Valley on Tuesday. Police releasing this body cam footage.
Doors open. He's got a gun. He's got a gun.
Police say 49-year-old William Holt Jr. randomly fired at people in an apartment complex. Witnesses say Holt was unprovoked. Later, Holt reportedly pointed his long gun at the officers, which prompted one of them to shoot and kill him. The body cam footage does not show Holt pointing the gun at officers. However, they say that's because the officers were taking cover.
He fired 2 rounds, obviously ending the threat. And that's what they're trained to do, especially from a long distance like that, where a long gun would come into play and be very effective.
The officer who shot and killed Holt has been identified as 37-year-old Eric Lindbergh. In other news, the Nevada Donor Network and its leaders are taking heat for extravagant spending.
Your OPO has season tickets to the NHL's Las Vegas Golden Knights, isn't that correct?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
You just heard Representative Raja Krishnamooorthy asking whether the organization purchased Raiders and Golden Knights season tickets along with board retreats to wine country. The Nevada Donor Network president and CEO then confirming it was true. However, CEO Joe Ferreira defended the purchases, saying the funding comes from donations and fundraising, not from taxpayer dollars. On to your weather, sponsored by 1 Hour Air. No matter the season, no matter the reason, 1 Hour is here for you. The temps were just slightly cooler today than yesterday. Before the weekend, we're dipping down to around 70 degrees with the winds dying down a bit. Both Saturday and Sunday are looking to stick to the low 90s. We'll have some strong winds coming through here in the valley. Looking to the start of next week, we'll be lingering at around 90 degrees before things heat back up by Wednesday. In your lifestyle news, sponsored by Get Healthy, Clark County, it's one of the top trending stories on our website. Caesar's Palace set to reopen its buffet. The 9-kitchen Bacchanal buffet is scheduled to reopen on May 20th. It's reportedly undergone a multi-million-dollar renovation during the pandemic, which will allow guests to serve themselves in an all-you-can-eat format. Plus, Krispy Kreme is sweetening the deal for graduating seniors. Starting on Monday through May 16th, the graduating class of 2021, both from high school and college, can get a dozen donuts for free by wearing their cap and gown. In your health news, sponsored by 4M Dental, Love Your Smile Again. Nevada's higher education system says it's now drafting plans to mandate COVID vaccinations for college students on campus. Review Journal's Renee Summerhour has the details. Renee?
Jen, the requirements are contingent on the U.S. Food and Drug Administration first lifting the emergency use authorized for the COVID-19 vaccines. It would also require approval from Board of Regents and the State Board of Health. NSHE oversees 8 public schools, including UNLV, University of Nevada, Reno, Nevada State College, and the College of Southern Nevada. Up until mid-April, NSHE said it didn't have plans to mandate vaccines.
The comments that I've been receiving via email and on Twitter have mostly been opposed to mandating the COVID-19 vaccine for students. And I've also seen some questions wondering why the higher education system is mandating it for students, but doesn't have plans to require it for employees at this point.
More than 200 public and private colleges and universities nationwide have announced they're mandating COVID-19 vaccines, according to a list maintained by the Chronicle of Higher Education. Jen?
In other health news, the first class of UNLV's School of Medicine has officially graduated. Students are taking the next steps in their medical careers after celebrating this major milestone today. About 18 of them are planning to stay here in Nevada for their residencies, which is great news for the state, as UNLV had hoped its medical program would address the medical professional shortage in the region. And we want to say congrats to this graduating class.
Sports, sponsored by Scenic Brewing Company. The Raiders price tag has increased to $3.1 billion over the past 5 years, good enough to be ranked the 29th most valuable sports franchise in the world.
A lot of that's tied to Legion Stadium being built, $2 billion stadium. And then the deals tied to that, some of the naming rights and some other partnership deals they had. So, tons of those with some of the Valley casino operators and such. Some of those deals. And then moving to Las Vegas and new market, selling out the PSL, 65,000 seats. So, that's a ton of money right there. And then every year you get the season ticket revenue. So, there's a bunch of reasons why, but, main one is moving to Las Vegas and $2 billion stadium.
Sports betting sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. UFC on ESPN 24 will take place in Las Vegas on Saturday at the Apex. The main event is a women's flyweight bout between Michelle Waterson and Marina Rodriguez. Rodriguez is a -200 favorite at Circa Sportsbook, and MMA handicapper Lou Finacaro recommends putting her in a parlay with Jeff Neal, a -190 favorite over Neil Magny. The parlay will play +129.
In your business news, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability. If you're planning on flying somewhere this summer, experts say prepare to pay up. According to the travel site upgradedpoints.com, with vaccine rates increasing, airfares are just skyrocketing this year. While the prices haven't reached pre-pandemic levels just yet, experts say to save on summer travel, consider booking in early June or late August, when children are still in school, and avoid flying around the holidays and 4th of July. In your entertainment news, sponsored by DiscoverYourNevada.com, brought to you by Travel Nevada. Virgin Hotels Las Vegas has a show for you classic rock fans. Review Journal's John Katsamidas tells us what to expect.
27 is the first residency production to come into Virgin Hotels Las Vegas. It's coming into the 24 Oxford Room, which used to be Vinyl at the old Hard Rock Hotel. This is a musical rock show about the lives of the so-called 27 Club of legends who died at that age, including Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, all the way through Kurt Cobain and Amy Winehouse. The whole thing kicks off on May 19th.
Thank you for watching 7 at 7. If you have Amazon Fire TV, just search Review Journal to download our channel. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. We'll see you back here on Monday for 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal. Hope you have a great weekend.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.